Chair, fellow speakers, I was completely devoid of inspiration for this evening's speech. I stared at the blank sheet of paper in front of me, waiting for inspiration. And the more I stared, the less inspired I felt. I watched some speeches, I listened to some speeches, and I read some speeches, all to no avail. And then I thought about the two things separately: speeches and inspiration. Then it came to me. How can we inspire when we speak? I want to share with you 3 quotes from famous speeches that I listened to in my search for inspiration. I have a dream. We will never surrender. Ich bin eine Berliner. Now, this is the audience participation part. Don't let me down. Any idea of the first one? I have a dream.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Very good. Of course, it's Martin Luther King. That was a speech in 1963 to 250,000 civil rights marchers in front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Second one, we will never surrender.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. Second, Winston Churchill from his speech to Parliament in June 1940 after the evacuation from Dunkirk. And the third, Ich bin ein Berliner.
John Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy's famous speech with the Berlin Wall as a backdrop to the Berliners, the West Berliners as they were in 1963. So the text of these speeches are obviously very well crafted. But it's not until you hear them being delivered that they really come alive and provide the inspiration which was their intent. But what were the golden rules that those famous speakers applied in those speeches? Know your subject. When you think about the civil rights movement in the USA in the 1960s, you probably think about Martin Luther King. It was his life's work. He knew and he had lived those struggles he spoke of. And his vision, every man was born equal. He wanted to see black children and white children playing happily together. He knew his subject intimately. Speak with conviction, confidence, and passion. You think of Winston Churchill's speech. Most of it, in truth, was a report. He delivered it in a monotone about the debacle in northern France, the terror and the horror and what the country faced. But at the end, you can hear in his voice the poetry. There's almost a lilt. It wasn't delivered with great volume. It wasn't tub-thumping. But there was positivity. We remember. We should fight them on the beaches. We should fight them on the landing grounds. We should fight them in the fields, in the streets. We should fight them in the hills. And the unequivocal line, we shall never surrender. Delivered with total conviction confidence and passion. Understand your audience and the mood. JFK knew the mood of the people of West Berlin. He was given a speech by speechwriters, but he didn't think it captured the moment. He actually rewrote it. He understood the mood of those people of West Berlin. He said to them, people don't understand the difference between communism and the free world. Let them come to Berlin. There are some who say that communism is a wave of the future. Let them come to Berlin. And then the final line, Ich bin eine Berliner. But some say he was misquoted, and he put in an extra word that related to the famous jam donut Berlin. But it wasn't, he put it in deliberately. He didn't come from Berlin, but he wanted them to know that he felt like a Berliner. He caught their mood. Believe in what you're saying. Martin Luther King, civil rights. JFK was talking about democracy, and Churchill, freedom from tyranny. Keep it memorable. I'll take you back to the beginning of the speech. The quotes. You all remember them. You knew who said them. You may not have known the vast text of the speech, but you remembered those quotes and who said them. Keep it simple. The key point in all of those speeches that was joined with a thread was freedom. And civil rights, freedom for the individual. Freedom from tyranny. And freedom through democracy. So whatever your subject, if you wish to inspire, you may not reach the heights of Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, or Churchill. But if you follow the golden rules, you may, just may, inspire when you speak.